Beloved one, pause for a moment and breathe slowly because something sacred is closer to you than you realize. You think you are sitting in an ordinary room inside an ordinary house living an ordinary day. But what I am about to reveal to you is not. Ordinary at all. Here are moments when heaven comes very close to the earth, so close that the veil between the seen and the unseen becomes thinner. In those moments, angels quietly enter the spaces where human hearts lie. They sieve your house, and not with loud thunder, not with glowing wings filling the room, but with quiet presence, soft movements of grace, gentle signals only the attentive heart can recognize, and many times you have already experienced these signals. You simply did not realize what they mean. You told yourself it was coincidence, told yourself it was your imagination, but we are here to tell you it was never coincidence. If first hidden sign is peace that suddenly fills a room. You may be sitting alone, a mind full of thoughts, your heart heavy with questions, and then sudden live atmosphere changes. Sniffing in the physical world moves it, the air feels lighter, your breathing slows, your shoulders relax and a calm you cannot explain settles around you. This is not random. Peace is the signature of angelic presence. When angels enter a space, they bring the quiet atmosphere of heaven with them, and the human soul recognizes it immediately. Even if the mind does not understand. So if you have ever felt sudden peace in your house, in the middle of stress, in the middle of uncertainty, know the sign we're not alone in that moment. The second sign is gentle sounds that seem to have no source. Perhaps you have heard it before. A soft top, a light movement, a faint sound that feels almost intentional. You check the room, you check the door side, you check the windows, but nothing is there remaining. Dismiss these moments immediately, but angels often move in subtle ways. Their presence interacts gently with the physical world, not to frighten you, but to remind you there is more happening around you than your eyes can see. And sometimes those tiny sounds are simply heaven whispering while here. The third sign is the feeling of being watched, not in a fearful way, in a comforting way. A presence that feels protective. You might be working, reading, or walking through your home, and suddenly you feel like someone is quietly near, it threatening yet intrusive, a bit watchful, like a loving guardian standing nearby. Your instinct tells you something is there. Yet when you look around you, see nothing. That gentle awareness, that subtle knowing, is often the soul recognizing the presence of an angel, because angels watch over the spaces where you live, not as strangers, but as guardians assigned to protect your journey. Fourth sign is light, behaving in unusual way. Have you ever noticed light flickering softly, or a brief flash in the corner of your eye, perhaps a reflection that disappears the moment you turn your head? These moments are easy to dismiss, but spiritual light sometimes interacts with physical light. When angelic presence draws near, your eyes may catch glimpses, not full visions, just small hints, a shimmer, a glow, a brief movement of brightness, almost like the universe reminding you heaven is not far away. The fifth sign is sudden inspiration or clarity. You may be struggling with a problem, a decision, a confusing situation. Your thoughts feel tangled, your emotions feel heavy. Then suddenly, while sitting quietly in your house, an answer appears in your mind, clear, simplistic, static, as if the solution was gently placed there, because sometimes it was angels often guide through quiet thoughts. They do not shout, they do not force, they simply place wisdom into the stream of your thinking. And the heart recognizes truth immediate telleth sixth sign. Is protection from small accident. Think about the times. Something almost happened but did not tie you almost slipped but your balance returned. You almost dropped something valuable but somehow caught it. You almost made a decision that would have caused trouble but changed your mind at the last second. These small moments of protection often go unnoticed. Yet angels work constantly in these quiet interventions, these small details, guiding small movements, protecting the fragile path of your life because your story matters more than you know. Seventh sign is unusual warmth in certain places. You may walk into a room and suddenly feel warmth, not heat from the weather, but a comforting warmth, like standing near a gentle fire even though nothing physical. Is there angelic energy often carries a feeling of warmth because heaven is not cold. It is filled with life, with presence, with radiant peace. If you have ever stepped into a place in your house and felt sudden comfort, like the room itself was embracing, there may have been more in that room than you realize. Eighth sign is dreams that feel unusually vivid. Sometimes angels visit when your mind rests, when your defenses lower, when your spirit becomes quiet enough to listen. You may dream of guidance, dream of protection, dream of a presence that feels loving and wizened. When you wake up, feeling stays with you. You cannot fully explain the dream, but something about it feels important. These dreams are not random fragments of the minsametamshi, are messages wrapped in symbols, gentle reminders that you are watched over even while you sleep. Ninth sign is repeated reminders of hope. Perhaps you were feeling discouraged, ready to give up on something meaningful, and suddenly you see the same encouraging message more than once. A phrase of a C word, it appears again and again throughout conversations, through videos, through small moments during your day. Angels often guide through repetition because repetition catches attention. It gently says, look again, listen again, do not give up yet. The 10th sign is the sudden urge to pray or reflect. There are moments when the heart becomes quiet and you feel drawn to speak to heaven, even if you were not thinking about spirituality before. You suddenly feel the need to Posato breath eater whisper a prayer to sit in silence. See, these impulses often come when angels are near because their presence reminds the soul of its connection to the divinite. Awakens something ancient inside you, something peaceful, something eternal, beloved. Only angels rarely announce themselves loudly. They do not seek attention, they do not seek praise. Their mission is simply to guide, protect, remind you that you are never abandoned, even inside your own home, even during quiet nights, even during lonely afternoons. There are moments when unseen guardians move gently around you, watching, protecting. You may not see them with your physical eyes, but the heart can learn to recognize their signs. So tonight, when your house becomes quiet and the world slows down, take a moment to simply notice, notice the peace in the air, notice the subtle feelings in your spirit, notice the small moments that feel different, because heaven sometimes visits in silence, and those who pay attention begin to realize something beautiful. Your house may be more sacred than you thought. Your ordinary day may be more protected than you realized, and your life, even in its most simple moments, is quietly surrounded by angels, walking unseen beside you. And now that you know the signs, you may start noticing something you never noticed before, of gentle fingerprints of heaven hidden within the ordinary spaces of your life, and once you begin to noticing, will never look at your home the same way again. And there is something else you must understand. Angels do not only visit houses that are perfect, they do not only enter homes filled with luxury, they do not only walk through places where everything is peaceful. In truth, angels often visit the houses where hearts are struggling the most, where someone sits quietly with tears they have not shown anywhere, where someone feels lost and does not know which direction life is going, where someone whispers small prayers late at night. Beloved ones, are the houses angels visit the most, because heaven is drawn to sincere hearts, not perfect ones. You may look around your home and see unfinished things, a table with work waiting to be done, bills that still need to be paid, questions that still need answers. You may feel like your life is not organized enough, not successful enough, not spiritual enough. But angels do not measure your worth the way the world does. They look at the condition of your heart. They notice the kindness you show when no one is watching. They see the patience you practice when life becomes heavy. They hear the quiet prayers you whisper when the room is darkened. Every one of those moments sends a signal to heaven, a signal that sister soul is still trying, the soul is still believing, this soul still carries lightened that is enough to draw angelic presence near. There are nights when you may suddenly wake up without knowing why. The room is quiet, everything seems normal, but something inside you feels almost like your spirit has been gently to shadow. Not dismiss these moments to quickly. Sometimes the soul wakes when something sacred is near it to scare you, but to make your spirit aware. Many people throughout history have spoken of these moments when they woke in the middle of the night and felt an unusual peace in the room, a presence that felt calm, protective, watching over them. Often these moments pass quietly, without words, without dramatic events, but they leave a feeling behind, a feeling that someone was there guarding the space while you slept. Another sign angels may be in your house is the sudden disappearance of fear. You may have been anxious about something all day, your thoughts running in circles, your emotions rising and falling, but then something changes in it because the problem disappeared, but because the fear suddenly weakens. You feel strength returning, courage returning, hope returning, as if an invisible hand gently lifted some of the weight from your shoulders. Is something angels often do. These strengthen the human spirit. They remind the heart that it is capable of continuing even when life becomes difficult, even when the road looks uncertain. Decades angels understand something many humans forget. Your life has purpose far beyond this moment. There are chapters ahead of you that have not yet been written, blessings that have not yet arrived, people who will one day enter your life, the opportunities that will appear when the time is right, and angels protect the path that leads to those future moments. 7. When you cannot see where the road is going, they quietly guide you away from dangers you never knew existed. The quietly open doors you did not even notice, the quietly closed doors that would have harmed your future. And many of these things happen right inside your home, where your decisions are made, where your thoughts take shape, where your prayers rise toward heaven. Sometimes you may sit alone feeling like no one truly understands your journey, but If you could see the unseen world for just a moment, you would realize something powerful. Life is not being walked alone. There are moments when angels stand quietly near, observing your courage, encouraging your spirit, protecting your path. Even during the days when you feel the weak stand, here is something even more beautiful. Angels also rejoice in your small victories. When you choose kindness instead of anger, when you choose patience instead of frustration, when you choose hope instead of giving up, those moments shine brightly in the spiritual world. Your house becomes more than a physical structure. It becomes a place where light is growing, a place where faith is quietly strengthening, a place where heaven notices what is happening. And that is why angels sometimes gather there on it, just to protect it, to witness the unfolding of your story. You may not see them, but they see you. You may not hear them, but they are aware of every step you take, every effort you make, every time you rise again after life tries to knock you down. So the next time you sit quietly in your home, do not assume the moment is empty. Do not assume the silence means nothing is happening. Samaritan silence is the environment where the unseen becomes close, where heaven quietly draws near, where angels stand watch without disturbing your peace. If your heart ever senses that presence, even for a brief moment, trust that feeling, because the soul often recognizes truth before the mind understands. If world teaches people to ignore these gentle signals, to dismiss them as imagination, to explain them away as coincidence, but deep insidious spirit knows when something sacred is near. It recognizes the calm, warmth, quiet assurance that everything will somehow be all right. So tonight or tomorrow or the next time you find yourself sitting quietly at home, take a moment to become aware, not with fear but with openness, because the house you live in may be more spiritually alive than you realize. Heaven sometimes visits the most ordinary places, not to impress but to protect, not to frighten but to guide you. And if angels are already walking quietly through the spaces of your life, then something beautiful is also true. You have never been as alone as you once believed, not for a single moment, not even in your quietest nights, because sometimes right inside the walls of your home, unseen guardians stand watch, waiting, patiently guiding, gently protecting, faithful until the day you finally understand that heaven has been closer to you all along.